I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick. Give me the first verse of Paper Thin.
When you say you love me, it doesn't matter. It goes into my head as just chit chatter. You may think it's egotistical or just worry free, but what you say, I take none of it seriously. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you so. I'd let you pretend to read me, and then you'd know that I hate when one attempts to analyze. In fact, I despise those that even try to look into my eyes to see what I am thinking. That dream is over. Your yacht is sinking. I tell all of you like I told all of them. What you say to me is just paper thin.
You were actually speaking futuristic stuff, which is absolutely amazing. Can you talk about why it was important to talk about real emotional topics, especially back then?
I would think it would be important to talk about the many facets that make up anybody's life, which is why people fall in love with hip hop. For me, when I listened to the lyrics, I didn't know life like that. I must have been speaking on a past life, but it makes sense. You know, now when I listen to it, I'm like, I said that. So you gotta get past, it's all ego. So you just have to be able to let go and say.
Can I ask what's taking, because it's been a while.
So long, because he doesn't wanna sign the papers.
Could you ever cheat on me?
Absolutely. That's why I don't make dumb decisions like talking to guys one-on-one or hanging out in like compromising situations. Because I'm a human being, you're a human being, and I'm sorry, babe, I don't know if this is hard for you to hear, but everybody is absolutely capable of infidelity in the right/wrong circumstances.
Oh, okay.
That's why boundaries are so important. You're never going to see me in a situation, even if people think I might be too strict, I don't care, because I'm not taking that chance.
Amen.
I'm not putting myself in a position to even be close to a position to potentially fall to temptation. I'm going to keep it 100 because anyone is capable of cheating, but I will not be cheating on you.
Excellent. I love that.
I love you.
Okay. Congratulations on the federal registration of your trademark. Enjoy the everlasting peace of having a protected brand that you now have the exclusive right to use across the United States and the globe. Wow. There it is.
A woman will get into a relationship with you because she's hurt, because she lacks emotional stability, and she wants to seek that in you. And she'll even go as far as saying yes when you pop the marriage question, knowing that she's in it just for herself and isn't willing to give what it takes to make the relationship work. And one such example is old school female rapper MC Lyte. Now I will give Lyte props. Lyte has kept herself together, and she has always looked good for her age, and the woman looks like she's literally aging backwards. Like she is taking really good care of herself, and I give her props for that. She is the true definition of black don't crack. Even though we know we've seen it crack on some people. I'm talking about we've seen it split all the hell on some people, but Lyte is holding it together. Now, enough for the compliments. This woman admitted that her ex-husband, she married the guy and wasn't fully vested into the situation. Didn't do her part. Wasn't willing to do her part. Couldn't do her part. And when I think about things like that, man, I just like to say, you know what? A woman will do anything and not care about how it affects you or really how it affects anyone.
I'm actually still going through it. I think when the press got a hold of it, I think people thought we were. I had just filed, and so we're still going through it right now. I think in the very beginning, I was very distraught.
A few moments later.
Can I ask what's taking, because it's been a while.
So long, because he doesn't want to sign the papers. You know, I feel like there are phases whenever a relationship is ending, whether you're married or not. So it's that first phase, like, oh my God, I gotta make this work for us. Then it's like, oh my God, I gotta make it work for everybody else involved, the family, you know, if there are children, people who flew all the way to wherever to see you all get married. And then you get to a point where, like, you know what, this ain't working, it doesn't matter. And what really matters is that we both end up in a happy place. So I will attest to what it is that the psychologists say. It's hard in the beginning, but when you realize that to have happiness doesn't mean that you have to remain together, and it doesn't mean that you are a failure because the marriage failed. Yeah, so you gotta get past, it's all ego. So you just have to be able to let go.
That's a man's life she's talking about wasting. That's a man's life she's talking about taking his time and doing whatever she wants to do with it to benefit herself, to prepare herself for the next man. She used this man's life as a test run to put herself in a position where she can be better for the next man. And now she's with that next man. But this isn't really just about MC Lyte. This is about all women who put themselves in a situation where they'll do this. And I don't understand why a man who hears this story from a woman, because a woman is always going to tell you the story about her ex and how, you know, he didn't do this and he didn't do that. And maybe she'll eventually say what she didn't do. But once a woman tells you that she wasn't there for a man and she pretty much just used the man, bro, there's no way you should ever think about being with that woman. I'm not going to be with a woman who willingly and openly uses a man to benefit her own life and willingly admit she didn't give anything she should have given. Now, it doesn't say anything about the type of woman she is when it comes to everything else. Her career, well-respected, still DJing and hosting, you know, major events and all of that. That's fine. We're not talking about career. We're talking about personal life. And it just goes back to show any woman who's dedicated to her career cannot give you what you need in a relationship. You shouldn't even take that chance. And it is a chance to take. Many men continue to take these chances and they look at what it is that they've been through in the past and they see a woman that's broken and they want to try to fix it. Bro, let me tell you something. You cannot fix a broken woman. All you're going to do is be a launch pad for her to fix herself on your dime, on your time, draining your energy, using your resources, using your emotional connection, using everything that you have in your possession as a man, only to make herself better for the next man. Because the thing is, if you let a woman make herself better on your time and your dime, it's going to drain you so much that that better version of her is not even going to want you. A woman just doesn't wake up one day and say, hey, I don't want to be with this man anymore. No, she becomes a better version of herself by draining you so you become a worse version of yourself. And this is what MC Lyte has done. And I will say this, she admits this now, but I guarantee you at some point she knew this while she was in the previous relationship, before she wasted the man's time, before she took all of that time, effort, and energy and kept that thing going longer than it should have been going. She knew she could not afford to give that man what he needed in that relationship, and she didn't even think about telling him that. She wanted to stay as long as she needed to stay in order to put herself in the position she needed to be in to move forward with her life. Women do it all of the time. Jada is still holding Will right now. Jada admits that she didn't love herself. She wasn't happy. And then she went to Hollywood and she wasn't happy. And then she married Will and she wasn't happy. And then she had children and she wasn't happy. This woman has never been happy. And the majority of the times you meet a woman, she's never been happy. Man, a woman has to be living in joy for me to even consider her. Man, she has to constantly be all smiles and giggles. She has to view life from this grand scale. She almost has to be naive about life. When a woman uses that naivete about life, then you don't have a woman that's worthy of being in a committed relationship with. And many of you men, the majority of you men, have married a broken woman. If she comes from a single parent home, she's broken, just like you are, if you come from that environment. If she had people do things to her when she was young that shouldn't have been done, she's broken, just like you are if you had those things happen to you. If she's never had any support system at all, and she's always felt like she's on her own, even when she was too young to feel that way, she's broken, just like you are if you experience that. I think the reality of the scenario is as men, we have to understand that we deserve to have the type of woman who can give of herself to us 100%, who can dedicate herself to being our wife. I don't want a woman who just want to be my wife. I want a woman who can dedicate herself to being my wife. Because just like every other major position in life, you have to dedicate yourself to that. She can dedicate herself to a career because financial resources and a better life is on the back end of it. She can dedicate her life to being a mother because constant worship and constant love forever from those children is there. She can dedicate herself to being a child because, you know, her parents, all of the things they did for her, she loves them, they love her. And the proudest moment of her life is when she makes them proud. But she doesn't value what you can give her in a relationship like that if she's broken. She just wants to be whole. Like it's almost like the body, the human existence makes you preserve yourself. Even if you don't want to, even if you don't accept the fact that self-preservation is the number one law of the land, nature will make you do it. Your spirit will make you take care of yourself. Your body will take care of itself regardless of what you have going on. So I want you to understand that you must not let a woman who is broken use you to fix herself because she will leave you broken. And MC Lyte is an example of that. All right, I'm done with this one. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this Prism of the Ism. And as always, Alphas up, Betas down. Peace.